don't know, but did you guys see Jalen Hurts? Have you seen what he looks like this year compared to last year? I mean, the dude is bulging with striations all over the place, man. He stores striations like Philly 500 stores carbohydrates. This dude is jacked up, man, and I gotta tell you, it's hard for me to believe he's not going to be successful this year. When you get a guy with the intangibles that he has, okay, and the work that he puts in, it's hard for me to think he can't succeed. Matter of fact, let me take it a step further. When you think of words like hardworking, leader, explosive, fast, strong, young, hungry. When you think of all these words, sure, you think of Jalen Hurts, but it also defines something else. The Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas still stinks. You're right the way, King Dingbat here, and did you see my man Jalen Hurts? Did you see my man? He is jacked up and ready to go. He is not playing, man. He is in tremendous shape. And I just feel like this is going to be one of the most special seasons we've had as Philadelphia Eagles fans. You can smell it in the air. Great things are happening. This whole team is not playing this all season. And this video is probably going to be one of my most positive Philadelphia Eagles videos I've ever done. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for Eagles content, daily NFL content. You don't want to miss it, okay? This is the season to remember. And if you've been subscribed for a while, just double check, double moonwalk check. Make sure you're still subscribed. Shut up and stop barking out there, dog. They always wait till I do videos. I wonder if the dog can hear me, you know what I mean? Because I am screaming, and people do call the police on me because I talk too loud. But it is what it is. Listen, this season, to me, is lining up to be one of those seasons that we're going to remember for a long time, okay? One of those special seasons. And it starts with Jalen Hurts, man. The guy is in tremendous shape. Have you seen this picture? Have you seen this, right? Look at this. The size difference between Jalen Hurts in 2021 and Jalen Hurts at the 2022 OTAs. Look at them. He's got to be 15 pounds heavier. Look at him. He's jacked up, man. You can see the striations. Look at the striations in the arms. This man ain't playing. He's got lean, mean protein. You know what I'm saying? Look at the striations. He is in tremendous shape. And I got to tell you, it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes you can come in and put on weight and it doesn't look good. Remember Donovan McNabb? I want to say 2003, maybe 2004, maybe 2005, 2006. But Donovan McNabb would every year he would go into the offseason and come back bigger and heavier. He wouldn't work out with the team in Philly that much. He'd go to Arizona, if you remember. And some of the Eagles, staff had problems with that, but he would go and he would put on weight. And I thought that late in his career, he actually got too big and it slowed him down too much. So sometimes, you can put on weight that's not necessarily good. Jalen Hurts looks like he's in fantastic shape. He's not going to lose any speed, right? Then you get guys like Zeke Elliott. I mean, look at this. This is Zeke Elliott a couple years ago, and then to the right is last year. He's a fat ass. The guy needs to go on keto. He has to go on a diet. You know what I mean? He needs to call me up. I'll do keto with him. But man, Zeke Elliott is fat. Man, he looks it, man. The AT&T little world patch looks small. My gosh, man. And he's stretching those numbers out. What a fat guy. That's why he ain't the same running back he was a few years ago. But in all seriousness, man, Jalen Hurts looks fantastic. He looks like he's in tremendous shape. And it's going to be a big deal. I really believe this, and I said this at the beginning of the video, and I'm dead serious about this. When you take a guy with his intangibles, his work ethic, his likability, his leadership qualities, when you take all these things that he has and he possesses, and then he goes and he works hard in the offseason with the talent he has, it's really hard for me to believe that this guy cannot play in this league. Some people just say, oh, he's no good, he can't play. I don't believe it. He's still got things to prove. He's still got to go out and do it. But I don't think there's any reason to believe that Jalen Hurts can't be a franchise quarterback. I really don't. He applies himself, man. He works his butt off. And, really think about this. When you get guys coming to the league, right? Every year, new players are drafted. You get these quarterbacks, and they compare these rookie quarterbacks to quarterbacks of the past. I mean, what's the difference that really separates a lot of these guys? I mean, a lot of them have similar arm strength, similar size, all those kind of things. It's the intangibles that a lot of times separates them, right? If you don't have good intangibles, well, it doesn't really matter. He has the intangibles, okay? And if you have good coaching, I also think a lot of times you get quarterbacks that are very talented, and if they would have gone somewhere else, they would have been really good, but it depends where you go. I think Jalen Hurts, with this coaching staff, with his intangibles, has all the makings of a varsity athlete. He has all the makings of being a great quarterback. He's just got to go out and do it now. So I'm very excited about Jalen Hurts. Pause. Okay, because I think Jalen Hurts is set up for a big year. It's going to be fantastic. The other thing I want to mention is the Eagles. I mean, we've revamped this wide receiver position, man. We've revamped it, and it's to the point now that even our undrafted rookie free agents, even they are really good at something. Look at Devon Allen, right? Yesterday, he runs the third fastest time in 110-meter hurdles. Third fastest time ever in the New York City Grand Prix, okay? So he had third fastest time. I think it was 12. I think it was like 12:84, something like that. I don't exactly know how they do the track and field time. But he's the third fastest time ever. He most likely is the fastest wide receiver in the National Football League. I would put him up even with Tyreek Hill. The guy is an Olympic sprinter. The guy is going to be in the Olympics. You know what I mean? But Devon Allen has speed. And I love speed. I always talk about how I think speed in today's game is so important. I think it's more important than it used to be. Speed kills. Now, only if he can catch the ball like Philly 500 gains weight. Like if he can catch the ball like I catch pounds. Okay, I can eat like one cracker and I gain a pound. All right, if he can catch the ball, then we might have something there. It's going to be interesting to see how they use it. Will he be able to catch the ball? Will they be able to use him in special teams? A guy with that kind of speed, if he has any ability in special teams and could be like a returner, that would be tremendous. The Eagles have really not done a good job since Darren Sproles left of upgrading their special teams. Excuse me. I need a drink. Sorry about that. I've been outside for the last 2 days, so I'm starting to lose my voice a little bit. But anyways, if Devon Allen can catch the ball, if he can be on special teams, he's going to be a tremendous asset to have. Can't wait to watch him in preseason. I can't wait to see a guy that fast just go at it. It's going to be interesting, And speaking of wide receivers, I want to stay on wide receivers for a while, right? Because I said at the beginning of this video, this is going to be one of my most positive videos I might have ever done, okay? One of the things that I do, and one of the things I take pride on with this channel is I tell you how I feel. I tell you exactly how I feel. I don't hold back. I let you know. If I like a player, I tell you. If I don't like a player, I tell you. If I think the Eagles need to make a trade or make a move or try to do something, I tell you. I don't wait for it to happen or wait for rumors. I tell you what I think. Now, that a lot of times will not make me right. Sometimes I will be wrong. A lot of times I will be wrong because I'm telling you what I think and I feel, and I'm just being honest with you, okay? Jalen Reagor. I have been so hard on this guy. Like, my rule of thumb for wide receivers is I try to give them 3-4 years. And I was all about 3-4 years last year until that Giants game where Reagor dropped the ball. After that, I was done with him. And I've been thinking a lot about Jalen Reagor because, he had another tragedy happen with his friend. Horrible thing, right? And I was thinking, my gosh, he had a tragedy last year, came in, failed the physical. Are we setting things up? for him to fail? Is he going to fail again? And I've been worried about him. And then I was listening to, things during press conferences, during OTAs, things that Howie said, things that Nick Sirianni said. And one of the things that Howie said that I've been thinking about was this. Howie Roseman on Jalen Reagor. Jalen is a Philadelphia Eagle, and he's going to be here. He's worked tremendously hard to get in shape and come into this all-season program. And we know he has an opportunity. We don't anticipate anything changing. Well, listen, Howie can say, "Oh, we're not going to trade him. We have no intentions of trading him," things like that, and then trade him. That kind of stuff happens all the time. But I really do think, because of where he was picked, that they are going to try to get him the ball, try to get him active on this roster and be a part of it. I am going to sit back. I am not going to criticize Jalen Reagor. I told you this is going to be a positive video by Denzel Washingtino. But I am not going to criticize him. I am going to sit back and I am going to give him 3 years. And I am going to hope that he does well. You have to understand, even when I go at a guy, like if I criticize a guy like Nelson Aguilar or Derek Burnett, it's nothing personal. I don't hate those guys. I'm sure they're great guys in real life. I just don't like the way they play football. And I just say it like it is. That's the only way I know how to talk, right? Is to just say what I think. And I am going to take the approach with Jalen Reagor that he deserves one more year. He deserves one more year. They're going to give it to him. Let's see what he can do. Now, if he goes out and he's stinking it up, I'm going to tell you he's stinking it up. But what if, just what if Jalen Reagor goes out there and it's good? What if it clicks this year? I'm not saying I expect it to, but what if? Could you imagine a situation where all of a sudden it clicked for Jalen Reagor, and now you have Jalen Reagor being what he was supposed to be? You have Devontae Smith. You have Quez Watkins. You have A.J. Brown. It would be tremendous. And if you decided you're going to trade Jalen Reagor at that point, you would get a lot more for him. So today, I commit to giving Jalen Reagor one more year. I'm going to give him the chance because the Eagles are giving him a chance. Howie's giving him a chance. Nick Sirianni's giving him a chance. They said he's been there at OTAs. He's been working hard. So I'm going to stay off the guy's back. Now, he's got to do some things like stay off social media and things like that. But I'm going to do my best to give Reagor one more chance. I commit that to you guys, okay? Now, one of the guys that I don't have to give one more chance to, that I know is an absolute monster and a stud, is my man A.J. Brown. I think A.J. Brown is bringing a lot of swagger to this team. I think the way he talks, the way he conducts, the way he acts, I think it's going to rub off on these other guys. Pause. Because to me, he's just a guy that knows how good he is. He's very confident. And I like it. I think especially with Devontae Smith, I think it'll come over well. And there was an incident the other day, I guess, on Twitter where A.J. Brown was going back at it, I guess, with a fan, right? Because, he said basically he was the best receiver in Titans history. And here was the exchange. I think it's interesting, right? So A.J. Brown, he wrote something saying, today I learned that the percentage on the weather doesn't mean it's the percent of a chance it's going to rain. It means the percent of the city is the amount going to get hit with rain. Meaning like 50% of the rain means that how much of the city will rain in. I never heard that. So he's saying 50% of the rain, when they say 50% chance, it means 50% of the city. Never heard of that. And then so somebody responds, Henry Given Sunday says, for the love of God, stay off social media. You're already a villain. No need to make it, quote, stupid villain, pound Titans. And this is what I love about A.J. Brown, right? This is what I love about him. He comes right back at the guy. You got to come back at these guys. He says, for the love of God, I was the best receiver to play for your franchise. Shut up and move on. You mad at the wrong person. And I'm thinking to myself, that's the kind of attitude we need. That's the kind of attitude we need. He also called out Micah Parsons at the softball game, Devontae Smith softball game. That was joking around kind of stuff. But I like it. I like his attitude. I like the receiving core's attitude. I like the swagger. I think it's needed for the Eagles, man. This team has something special is brewing. You can feel it in the air. I mean, you can tell that no matter what happens, this is going to be one of the most memorable seasons we have ever seen. And I think it starts with Jalen Hurts. And it starts with him and his striations and his work ethic. I think it's big time for this team. And I think great things are coming. If Jalen Hurts, if he goes out and he's 25 touchdown passes, close to 4,000 yards, if he's putting up numbers like that, it doesn't mean, but I think there's a good chance that you have an Eagles team that won at least 12 games or more. The Eagles get 12 games or more or 1 or 2 seed, they're going to end up in the NFC Championship game. I'm just saying. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Do we give Jalen Reagor one more year? I'm going to do it one more year for Reagor. And I'm going to try not to call him regular as much as possible until he drops that ball week 1. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. It's Howie Vision. We're all just living in it. So I got to talk about The Hustle, the movie The Hustle. Now, if you guys haven't seen it, it's a Netflix movie. Just came out a few days ago with Adam Sandler. Okay? Now, Adam Sandler plays a 76ers scout, okay? And he finds this hidden gem in Europe, okay? And if you haven't seen it, it's going to contain some spoilers, so I'm going to give you 10 seconds to click off. Okay, so if you're still here, you understand you're going to hear some spoilers, right? But I'm going to try not to make this super long or anything like that. So basically, Adam Sandler is a 76ers scout who basically finds this hidden gem, okay? And what happens at the beginning of the show is Adam Sandler, he's a scout. He's been a scout for Sixers for a long time. And then the Sixers have this beloved owner. He's an older gentleman, but he's beloved within the city. And Adam Sandler has been a scout, and he really wants to be one of the coaches for the Sixers. He wants to be an assistant coach. So the owner gives him the job. He's like, you've been here a long time here. You're going to be assistant coach. Adam Sandler is like, great, okay, cool. Then all of a sudden, the owner, who's older, dies. He dies, and his son takes over the day-to-day operations. Now, his son and Adam Sandler don't seem like they get along, don't seem to agree on much, okay? And what he does is he goes to Adam Sandler and says, yes, I know my dad gave you an assistant coaching job, but I'm taking it away from you. I need you to be a scout. I need you out there. You're one of my longest reigning scouts. We need you. If you want to be an assistant coach, get me players that can win. And all of a sudden, you could be the assistant coach again. So Adam Sandler reluctantly does what he's told, goes to Europe as a scout, goes to Spain, and he finds this kid out of nowhere. Nobody knows about him or anything. Nobody knows about him. And so Adam Sandler calls the Sixers up and is like, you got to sign this guy. You got to check him out. He's got all the talent in the world. Nobody knows about him. We can sign him right now. So he makes arrangements for this kid to come to Philly. He flies back to Philly with this kid. Sixers basically see him. They don't really give him a good workout. The owner not really interested in him. And Adam Sandler's like, what are you guys doing? You're crazy. This kid's going to be good. And they're like, whatever. And they kind of shoo him. So Adam Sandler says, well, I got to get this kid in the combine. He's already in America. I got to get him in the combine and then in the draft. So he gets some strings pulled, gets the kid into the combine, right? Thinking the kid's going to go out and have a great combine. And he'll go number 1, number 2 overall, whatever. So what happens is, he has the combine, and the kid does horrible for a bunch of reasons I won't get into. And the Sixers are making fun of him. Like the coaching staff, not really coaching staff, more the ownership is, right? Because they got the son who took over the day-to-day operations when his father died, and he's kind of like laughing at the kid. Adam Sandler winds up quitting the 76ers and decides that he's going to ride this kid all the way to the NBA draft, because if he can show that this kid was the real deal, he'll get another chance to be in the NBA. So The kid does a horrible job at the combine for a bunch of reasons. Everything's not looking good for Adam Sandler and this kid. And all of a sudden, at the very end, there's this like secret workout where all the top kids are going to go in the draft get one more chance to work out for these teams in private. No press, nobody knows about it. So he goes there. He takes the kid. The kid does tremendous, okay? Kid goes off, has a great workout. And, like, the whole thing changed. You're thinking to yourself, why didn't the Sixers get this kid early when they didn't have to worry about the draft or anything? And then you have this, like, prick son that takes over for his father, who's kind of a dick. He was going to screw everything up. And all of a sudden, at the end, this girl comes up to Adam Sandler. She's talking to him, and it turns out it's the owner's daughter, and it's the sister of the guy who took over the day-to-day operations. And she informs Adam Sandler, my brother's no longer in charge of the day-to-day operations. I am. And basically, you think it's going to be a happy ending. He's going to get his assistant coaching job. This kid is going to end up with the Sixers as he should have. Okay, and then so he's talking. Adam Sandler's talking to the new owner of the Sixers, the daughter, and all of a sudden, Brad Stevens, the Celtics head coach, comes out of nowhere to Adam Sandler, like, "Who is this kid? We need to get him. We need to get him." And she's like, "Well, not if we can help it." And then it ends. Like the practice ends, and they fast forward like 6 months to like the start of the NBA season. First game in Philly, and Adam Sandler's a head coach, or not head coach, but he's assistant coach to Doc Rivers, and he's walking out to the court with Doc Rivers. He gets out there. You're thinking this kid is going to be out there warming up, right? And all of a sudden you hear the kid's voice, and he comes over. He's in a Boston Celtics uniform. He's in a Boston Celtics uniform. The kid, the hidden gem, doesn't go to Philly. He goes to Boston. Okay? And I think this tells you the NBA hates the Sixers. It pissed me off beyond comprehension. I hated the movie because of the ending. Boston screws us all the time. They screw us in basketball. They screw us in players. Now they're screwing us in movies. This movie pissed me off more than anything. And there were a ton of Sixers in it. You had Tobias Harris, Maxey, Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson. Dr. J did a whole segment. And at the end of the thing, he goes to Boston. I hope I explained it well. I was trying not to make this thing too long because it's already long enough. But it's absolutely horrendous that he went to Celtics. Ruined the whole movie. I feel better now. Denzel Washington.